Get over it.
Quit talking about the past.
I'm not responsible for something my ancestors did.
This is what we're often told as Indigenous peoples living in Canada. Sometimes conversations happen without us knowing our part in them. As a kid growing up in that nation's capital, I was immersed, uneducated, not thinking about who gets the bridges and who's on the summit, who gets celebrated and who gets erased. But sometimes it catches you, deep. The first time I saw it, I wanted to stand on one of those chairs and hang a noose around my neck to give my truth about what he did. I was walking across my university campus, looking for coffee, not the haunting trouble of history or my Cree Métis family's place in it. They're telling stories now of truth and reconciliation, but there it was, that story that I learned of two founding nations, newly erected. Instead of hanging, it was time to take a seat. It was me and my colleague Leanne, two Native women with PhDs in Canadian history, not the kind of Indians Sir John A. had in mind when he hung our leaders and put our children in residential schools. Grandfathers, forgive our dark humor, for we are mindful of all the Indigenous men who fill the jails today. Nimishomas, Big Bear, and Poundmaker. Nimishomas, who protected the starving and impoverished people. Nimishomas, who suffered the cold seats of Stony Mountain Prison at the hand of Sir John A. McDonald. Nimishomas, who were not part of that conversation. MacDonald was knighted by Queen Victoria for his primary role in crafting the British North America Act, which established the Canadian nation on July 1, 1867. He rallied support across the West and encouraged British Columbia into Confederation by promising a railway to the Pacific, completed in 1885. MacDonald established the Northwest Mounted Police, now the RCMP, to provide order and security for Western settlers. A much-loved leader? It's Halloween, so our friends and allies hand out treats and truths to passers-by. We bring Louis Riel into the conversation and follow his words because sometimes it catches through the generations. Leanne and I are joined by my son, who brings life to our truths. And we join many others who write letters and make presentations about racial wallpapering, great white man narratives, and the aesthetics of commemoration. Collectively, and eventually, we bring it down. The sirs of the world don't like us playing with the iron hand of history. But this is exploration, discovery, commemoration. And what else to do but dance on the graves of this kind of representation?